banks are making are taking some making a lot less on fees. Now, about 10 years ago, this was before the crisis, banks became very fee driven. Everything was about fees. They were like a credit card company. You know, years ago, I don't have to tell you this, but many years ago, the way banks succeeded was they got a deposit from a entrepreneur A, and they used that deposit to lend to farmer B for the season and so on and so forth. It was a give and take, and that's how they made money. They made money by obviously charging interest rates on those monies. They would return some of the interest rates to the depositors and keep some of the interest for their profits. That's the way it used to work many, many years ago. But they became very fee-driven. Well, what happened is that the new rules and regulations that have come out to the banking industry through Dodd-Frank and Consumer Protection Agency, if you can call it that, are buckling down on those fees. Here's the dilemma that banks are going to have. The article does not really talk about this. It was in the Wall Street Journal this morning. It did not talk about the fact that the dilemma the banks are going to face is how are they going to make the transition from fee-driven to getting back to basics, as the banking industry should do. It's going to be a difficult problem that they're going to face, and my guess is that one of the ways they're going to face that problem is probably lay off some people, have some cutbacks in their expenses while they make that transition. And they're not going to be very anxious to make that transition because we have demand still low on getting loans. Remember, Americans, individual Americans, are still deleveraging. Corporate America is still deleveraging. There has to be demand, and that hasn't happened.